How's it going today, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to be talking about Omega Force's Wild Hearts. This is EA's newest Monster Hunter style game. And today I kind of wanted to give you 7 things you need to know before you buy Wild Hearts. So let's begin. So the first thing you need to know, and probably the most important thing, is the release date. And Wild Hearts released on February 16th for PC and 17th for console. I'm not exactly sure why the release date is split, and I do kind of wonder if console is going to get a midnight release or if it's going to be sometime like in the day. Nonetheless, the game will be out this coming Friday as of this recording, so all my Monster Hunter enjoyers, rejoice. Now, one thing I'm very happy to see in this game is that it is cross-platform, so if you are playing it on different systems, or you have people on PC you play with here on console, you'll actually be able to play with each other, and it will feature up to 3-player multiplayer. Now, I know this is a little different from what we are used to in Monster Hunter. Originally, the development team said they wanted it to be 4 players, but they said that the power of the karakuri, which we're going to be covering shortly, bring a little bit too much power to the hunt, so they wanted to balance it out, so they decided to go with 3 players instead. Nonetheless, you will be able to experience the game with up to 3 players, so there should be a lot of versatility in each hunt. Next, let's talk about the setting and the story. And the story takes place in the world of Azuma, which looks to be heavily inspired by feudal Japan. The players have to face off against monsters known as kemono. Now, the kemono once were peaceful, but now are rampaging across the land, and you have to stop them wielding ancient weapons called karakuri. It does appear the kemono has infused with the nature in some way, and it's giving me something of a Last of Us vibe whenever I look at the monsters, so that's pretty cool. And I do not know exactly how many monsters are in the game. Looking at all the different previews, I did notice there was like at least 10, but I'm expecting to see 25, 30, maybe even more monsters in the game. Now, Azuma, again, is inspired by feudal Japan and consists of 4 regions. You have your classic grassland that we've grown to love in Monster Hunters, as well as your classic snowland, but you also have my favorite, which is the Golden Sea area, and this is like golden sand all over the place. It's very unique. It gives like this summer vibe, and to my understanding, that's kind of what they're going for with the 4 zones. They represent the 4 different seasons. I'm not exactly sure what the final zone looked like, but from what I can tell, the maps are really large, so you're gonna have to use your karakuri to really give you that extra bit of mobility. So yeah, it looks really interesting. Next, on to the karakuri weapons. Wild Hearts features 8 weapons according to the website. You have the claw blade, the bow, the karakuri katana, the blade wasaga, the cannon, the nodachi, the maul, and the karakuri staff. And you'll also be able to use karakuri tech to make buildable items that you can be used during combat, can be used as navigation, as well as base crafting, vehicles, and many other things. So the karakuri tech is going to be very important in the game and to bring an interesting element to each and every hunt. Next, let's talk about the playtime, and the development team did say the campaign would take about 30 hours to complete. I'm pretty sure this doesn't include side quests, and let's be honest here, if you ever played a Monster Hunter style game, we know you need at least 10 kills for pretty much any set you want to get if you're lucky. So I'm expecting there's going to probably be a few hundred hours of replayability, and if Wild Hearts is anything like Monster Hunter series, I can imagine seeing some content updates with more monsters. With that said though, I am a bit concerned with the model, as this is EA and DLCs in EA isn't exactly the best reputation. But with that said, I do have high hopes with this game. Let's just hope EA doesn't get too greedy when it comes to the game. Now, as I said before, there is going to be 30 hours of campaign, but there will be optional quests. From what I can tell though, the optional quests are very interesting in the regards that they actually give your karakuri extra skills. So it may be something you want to invest in, as well as there is a bit of character customization, so it's going to help towards that. So optional quests, while optional, I think if you're really trying to get the best value out of your character, you may want to consider completing the optional quest alongside the main quest as well. Now, the last thing I want to talk about, and this is kind of a few things, but I wanted to talk about the general gameplay systems. And starting off, just like in Monster Hunters, this will be zone-based combat. So you will go into a zone, look for the monster, hunt it down, kill it, move on. You will be facing off against different monsters and you want to defeat it for its parts, just like in Monster Hunter. Just as a side note, you won't be carving the monsters just like how you like the classic carve animation that we love in Monster Hunter. You'll defeat the monster, you'll get like a final hit cutscene, and then after that, once it's dying, you'll get parts on your screen showing you what you got. Wild Hearts will also have turf wars. I'm not sure what they're going to be called in this game, but just like in Monster Hunter, you can witness monsters fighting each other. You know, that's one of the coolest parts of playing Monster Hunter, just seeing how they interact. So hopefully they have some pretty cool animations in it. And last thing I want to talk about is the karakuri. Just like in Monster Hunter, you go around and you gather different materials in the world in order to help facilitate building these things. Like I said previously, you're going to be able to use the karakuri to build things in your base, make like motorcycles or wheel cycles or whatever you want to call it. And so there's probably going to be a bigger element of exploration of the map and gathering. So that's pretty cool. Alright, and there you have it. That is everything you need to know before Wild Hearts release on February 16th and 17th. Let me know down in the comments if you'll be playing and what weapons you're going to be using. And also, if you did like the video, don't forget to like and as well as consider subscribing. And I'll see you in the next video very soon. Later.